the Chinese economy, when you get past the lies that the state-run media tells, I mean, their economy's in a shambles, right? I mean, their GDP is down. Unemployment is hitting record levels. Foreclosures are hitting record levels. If they continue this path downward, how close is this thing to collapse?
For the past several years, if you look at the unemployment rate you mentioned, over 200 million people are unemployed. And also, if you look at the real estate sectors, 35% of the economy is collapsing. And also, if you look at the shadow banking behind the real estate, it's 40%. So altogether, that's 75-80% of the Chinese economy is imploding. And the CCP, China just said the GDP forecast is 5% or whatever. I mean, it's totally lying. They're totally lying about the number. This is completely irrelevant and fake. Their economy, their GDP is below zero, right? They fake the data. They fake also the population. China doesn't have 1.4 billion people. They have maybe 900 million people, absolutely under 1 billion. Okay, and then they fake the data, and then that's why they're always very sensitive. Feel sensitive about the data. They even hack the power plants, right, to wet clean the records when the real data got leaked. For example, 2 years ago, there's an incident in Shanghai police database leak, it's called, and basically, they just hacked everything. They went to the dark web and swept clean the records, and also they hacked the infrastructure to get rid of the data. This aligns with the Volt typhoon incident just got exposed last month. And also, if you look at the financial guarantees, those are unsecured notes with 30% interest rate, which is just a Ponzi scheme. Right, and if you look at the unfinished projects in China, there are tens of millions of unfinished projects. We call it rotten tail projects. Right, the developer just got the money from the investors or home buyers. The middle class in China, they just pay their generational fortune into this pool, the huge pool that's been increasing for the past 20 years. The real estate's been booming, and the developer. They just run away. They just go bankrupt with all this money, and then they will never got the finished home, and they can never get the money back as well. And at the same time, those developers are $1 trillion in debt for each company. If you look at Evergrande, Sunac, now the number 2 developer, Vanke is gonna collapse. They have problem paying their debts as well. I think they're gonna default in short period of time. And if you look at also politically, if you look at it through a political lens, they just finished the year's annual parliamentary meeting, and the newly selected by Xi Jinping, the newly selected premier Li Qiang, he is not going to give a press conference anymore, which is a tradition lasted for the past 30 years. And we probably learned that, this is a famous quote saying that, there's only half of the population earning $140 a month. That's from the previous premier Li Keqiang, who mysteriously died in a swimming pool. Maybe Li Qiang want to avoid that fate, but you can see from this the tone is it's collapsed.
Don't do a press conference unless you end up dead and floating in a swimming pool, because that's the basic message.